Hey guys, I got to apologize up front. This is a little bit over 6 minutes. I know I shot for 5. I just didn't make it today. I'm so sorry. Stick with us.
All right, Mr. Simple Biz Guy, let's start the show.
Hello, everybody. Jeff Mason, your host of the SimpleBiz360 podcast. We are so excited you're here today. We are on IGTV, Gab TV, YouTube, and 28 listening platforms. We'd love a follow, a like, or a 5-star rating if you'd be so kind. And we're just excited that you're here today. We're going to shoot an experience economy 3-pointer today. So we're in the throngs of this, what we call the 3 business tips in 5 minutes. So it's only going to be a 5-minute show or less. And we're going to really hone in on this 3-pointer. There's tons of little stuff we could talk about that can make you more successful in the experience economy. But today we're just going to feature 3 of them. So what is the experience economy? Let's define it. I've been watching this happen since 1988 when I read the results of a TARP study, and it's the impetus for what's in my book called The Silent Business Killers. And really, the argument comes down to there are so many buyers now and customers that are the metrics for evaluating your company and how you do business with them has begun to shift, and it's now how you do business with them versus, in many cases, what you provide for them. So we're in this zone. Perfect example. There's plenty of studios, right, where you could go tape a podcast, and probably plenty of them in St. Louis. But, the Half Coast Studios where I work with here, they focus on the how they do what they do. There's plenty of places that have soundproof abilities and microphones and cameras and lights, but these guys really focus on all the perimeter issues and services that make the experience a pleasurable one and one that I want to come back for. Same thing in business. The experience economy makes that argument and says, people are looking at you and your businesses and they're saying, how do I feel about that product or service I've gotten from that company? How did they make me feel? What was the overall experience? So that's what we hone in on. So here's the 3 pointers. Boom, right, real quick. Get to the customers before they get to you. And it's one of the most simple things is just, if there's something that needs to be changed. For instance, your customer service department, the phone system is breaking and you can't get the phone system repaired for another month. So rather than deal with upset customers who keep calling in and their messages are just left to cyberspace in a black hole, nobody ever answers it, you want to let them know up front that, hey, just want to send you this constant contact to let everyone know we're having difficulties with our customer service phones. It's going to take about 4 weeks to get a team in here to fix it. So we're going to have some service disruption in the meantime. So there's a couple suggestions. You could call your sales rep and ask them to directly follow up for you, or you could use our B2B portal and go in and look up things yourself. So those are some ways to mitigate your unpleasant experience and get through this 4-week period with us. But we have to get to that customer first before they get to us and call and complain. And you heard a message, if you listened a couple weeks ago, of a customer complaining. So that's number 1. Number 2, what weight-bearing loads can you transfer from customers to yourself or your company? Now, you see this mannequin in front of me with these lanyards on it, and the lanyards are WBL. Those are weight-bearing loads. Now, I just want you to park here and think about this. As a company owner yourself, or operator, or business professional, or leader, or manager, or executive, or CEO, ask yourself, how many lanyards are we putting around the necks of our customers, asking them to absorb the workload that we might be able to absorb ourselves, and in that process, make the customer experience that much better? So, I say examine this. So, put the lanyards around a mannequin like this, and you can measure, because if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. You count the lanyards up. You figure out how many weight-bearing loads you've got around a customer neck, and then I guarantee you can figure out a lot of ways to take those off, make that customer wear less weight-bearing load lanyards, and have them have a better experience. Number 3 is ask yourself, how can you make their job easier? I had on a young lady, and I think it was episode 71 a while ago, and she said she was one of my customers for many, many years. She said, Jeff, one of the things we like about you is you make our job easier. Ding, 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 ding. Guys, hone in on this. These buyers, these customers of yours, they want you to make their job easier. So I say, park, think about it. How can you make their job easier? It's just, there's the trifecta. There's the three-pointer right there today. So get to your customers before they get to you. What weight-bearing loads can you absorb? And then just how can you make their job easier? So today we're going to end with a cool rock and roll talent. So I'm going to give you a session where this young lady, Ellen McElwain, okay, born in Nashville, adopted by missionaries, raised in Japan, schooled in a Canadian school, and she is a slide guitarist like no other. You're going to get a little glimpse of this, and then we're going to give you a bonus track in the notes, and that's going to be Stevie Wonder's Higher Ground. She's going to play the guitar and sing on that, but you're going to love Ellen McElwain. Enjoy this slide guitar little snippet, and folks, we will see you in 168 hours.